All right, folks, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. In the last tutorial, you saw us go through Bodley. We did the Wicked Ditch, and we went through Doina. Now we're going to talk about a few things here, because if you're real good at the game, if you got a sub 38 time generally, if you're in the 37s, 36s, 35s, somewhere in there, maybe low 37s, low 37s, high 36s, basically, somewhere in there, you're going to go through this at night. Well, I mean, yeah. So you'll go once you get down below 38 minutes, you're going to be doing this whole section at night. But if you're above 38 minutes on your time, you'll be doing this in the daytime. So I'm going to do both here. I'm going to show you the daytime strats and the nighttime strats. Daytime strats and nighttime strats both begin with having the golden knife selected. You want to have that golden knife selected because we're going to do, and I talked about this briefly in the previous tutorial, but you're going to want to jump into this next screen, and that's where you want to make your jump happen. So when you see Simon straddling that particular mortar line in the bricks down there, that's when you want to jump. The idea is you jump, and then at the height of your jump, you're going to transition into the next screen, and as soon as that transition takes place, you throw a golden knife, and you kill 2 skeletons with 1 knife, okay? And it looks like this. See that? And then we'll just kill these guys and go. And then just remember it. You jump up and whip, and then you jump up and whip. Really easy. And then this is very similar to the other bridge that we did. Coming out of Jova on the way to Veros. It's very similar. But it's not the same. Obviously. So let's try that again. We're going to jump right here. Throw a golden knife. Now that fishman that comes up, I was trying to hit him with a golden knife on that last pass, and I missed. So if that happens, you can just do what I did. So I missed him again there. Let's try that again. And then we just jump and whip. Okay, I screwed up there, but that's okay. See, we didn't... Nothing major. If you screw up, it's okay. As long as it's daytime and you have a flame whip, everything's fine. Okay? Let's try that again. That's another way you can do it, is just kill him like that. Kill that dude. We call this the fish fry, is what this is called. Because these are fishmen, and when you have a flame whip during the day, you fry them bitches with your flame whip. Okay? Let's try it again. So you'll want to practice this. If it's during the day, it's pretty simple. Once you understand what the enemies are doing and what the patterns are, it's a pretty simple set of inputs. You just keep holding right. Do not let go of right at all through this screen. One more time. Always hold right on this screen. Never let go. Unless you make a mistake and you have to go and you have to stop yourself from dying, of course. But generally speaking, if you're doing this thing the right way, you should never get to that spot. Practice this screen if you need to. You know, it's something where you want to practice all this whole speed run. You want to practice the screens individually and do them over and over again until you feel super comfortable with them. Like with any speed run, I guess, but with this one, because there are so many variables in this speed run, it's good to have backups for backups. And you know, like for instance, if you're in that mid 38s, you're going to be doing this during the daytime. But once you get down to the low 37s and 36 times and no wrong warp, you're going to be doing this shit at night. And that's what we're going to practice next. So I'm going to need to let my time sort of roll here for a minute to get us to nighttime. Now this screen during the nighttime is a little different. Little different screen during the nighttime. And by a little different, I mean everything is different about this screen. I'm going to show you the easy is not the right word. I'm going to show you the simplest way to get through the screen with as few variables as possible. And this is the way I do this screen at night. Okay. When I'm doing this screen at night, I'll show you how I do it. It's very similar to the classic any percent strats that we use with a chain whip through here. If you watch any percent run like JC's run or any of the good any percent runs, I have an 80% run on the board, but it's not very good. I'll eventually have to come back to any percent, but we're about to be nighttime again here. So if you have to do this screen at night, for instance, let's say your personal best right now is 38 and a half minutes. Let's say you're at 38 minutes and 30 seconds. All right. And you get that down under 38 minutes. This is a section you're going to have to do at night. And so you're going to want to practice this crap. We'll just start right here by these stairs, and it'll go nighttime in a couple of seconds here. And then we'll set a save state, and then we'll do this next screen at night. At night, each enemy takes 2 whips instead of 1, which increases the difficulty fairly significantly. We're not going to mess with enemies on this screen. We're going to kill a couple of them, but we're mainly going to be avoiding. That's mainly what our plan is going to be. All right, here we go. Nighttime transition in 3, 2, 1. Nighttime transition. All right, I'm going to set a save state here, and I'm going to show you how I do this screen at night. Okay, remember, we're going to do the same thing going into the screen. We're going to jump and throw this knife like that. Now, that second knife there is important on this in this strategy. You see what I did? We're going to do that again. It's very important to learn this. You throw those. Now we're going to want to jump here and then jump off and then quick jump here, because we don't want to be jumping off that platform when it's way up. We want to be jumping when the platform is still on its way down, because if we do that, it gives us one of those little short hop jumps like you just saw. If we don't do that, I'll show you what happens if we don't do that. Okay, there we were very close to getting killed. We'll do the same thing here. And then we got hit. See, if you don't get that platform on the way down, you run the risk of getting hit like that. So jump, and then quick jump. And then we barely made it. We almost got hit there. Let's try it again. There we go. That's that nice little short hop jump we like. I like to jump over this dude and kill that fishman to reduce lag, but you don't have to. You can just ignore him. So jump, and then quick jump. And that allows you to get that nice low... ooh, that was close. That was way too close there. We got it, though. So I want to show you something else here that's kind of important to know. So you want to jump late. Right here, you want to go all the way to the edge before you jump, because that fireball that just passed us right there can actually hit you. So I'll show you what happens if we don't do that, if we jump too early there. I'll see if I can get it to do the thing. Okay, well, that time it worked out okay for us. But I do implore you, because of experiences that I've had in the past, to jump as late as possible on that particular platform. That just worked out perfect. See that? That's how you want that screen to look. And the more you practice that, the easier it's going to get. It may seem a little daunting at first, but remember, so that's how I kill that guy. So at night, that's what you want to do. At night, that's what you want to do to kill that fishman. We jump up, quick jump. Now this screen can be a big challenge if you're not practiced up on it. You can You can come into this screen and lose your shit. You can lose a really good run on this screen if you are not practiced on this screen. So we jump, quick jump for the low height, walk all the way to the edge, jump, quick jump for the low height, jump, throw a knife, and then move on. Okay, I'm going to run that screen one more time, then we're going to move on to this screen. So watch one more time. Jump, throw on the way up, jump, quick jump for the low, all the way to the edge, jump, quick jump for the low, over this guy, and throw the knife. If you practice that screen that way, you're going to be efficient and effective. Okay, the next thing we're going to do here is this next screen is actually a challenge. Actually, this is probably a better place to start. This next screen can be done a couple of different ways. I'll show you the way I like to do it. I like to throw a knife on the way up to kill the fishman on the far right and then whip the two guys on the top. So I'll run this a couple of times, show you a few different ways to traverse this screen. But remember, in this screen, we are actually going to be using a laurel at one point. Once we have confirmed the deaths of the major enemies on the screen, we're going to use a laurel to get across the swamp and to put us in a good position to get into the next screen for our next floor drop. But so what we're going to do, what I'm going to do here, is after we do this, we come down here. Okay, that's not how you want to do it. See what I did there? That's what I'm going to show you here in just a second. We get here, we go to laurels. Don't worry about killing these guys. They're not going to hurt you. And then we take that floor drop right there. Okay? Let's try that again. So what I did there was I walked into the screen, threw the knife on the way up, 2 whips. Okay, try it again. So we walk in. Try that again. Walk into the screen. Jump, we do a rising throw, and that'll eliminate all your bad guy enemies. Then we're just going to use our laurel here. Up. Don't worry about killing those dudes. They're not going to hurt you. You can get your floor drop if you can. If not, just walk down. No big deal. So remember, walk in, rising throw. You take no damage here. Sorry about the music. My music got kind of screwed up because this save state sometimes screw the music up. So walk in, rising throw. Right? Switch to laurels here. And then we go. One more time. Walk in, rising toss, 2 whips, laurels. Okay. Floor drop if you can get it. If not, just walk. Okay. Rising toss, 2 whips, jump up. Laurels and execute. Oops, that was a little late there on the laurels. And then we get our floor drop there. All right, watch this. Walk in, rising toss, 2 whips, jump over the fireball. Laurels. And you're going to stay with laurels active here. You want to keep laurels in your inventory active. Okay, this next screen is going to be Yomi. Now, Yomi has birds, and if you're doing this at night, Yomi with birds it can be a challenge. But I'm going to explain this to you so you can see how it's done. Okay, so we're going to jump over here. Now, these birds will come down. You'll see them, but you want to be able to jump whip them in the air. If you jump whip them in the air, they'll fly away and never come back to bite you. I'll show you how this whole screen looks if you do it the proper way. Okay, no birds ever attacked me, right? Let's see what happens if we do not do that. If we just walk under the birds. Let's say the birds are not going to affect us. Or whatever. Anyway, that bird that we just saw there is going to come back to bite us. He's going to fly. Apparently not. I lied to you. Normally they'll fly behind you, but it's much quicker just to hit them anyway, so. Just do the jump whip and hit them on the way down, and just they won't hurt you. They won't mess with you if you just hit them one time. You don't need to kill these birds. All you need to do is prevent them from coming after you. One more time on the birds. Now, and then we'll stop with the birds, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, and then one more right here. All right, this next section, this is going to be the last section we cover in this tutorial. This next section is the graveyard. Now, here's the thing about this graveyard. I wish the music wasn't so crappy right now. The next thing about this graveyard is you already have laurels attached. So these mummies are going to give you one of like 3 or 4 different patterns. I think half the patterns you can get through the first mummy without using the laurel. If the later you can activate that laurel, the better, but you also don't want to die, okay? So I'll show you what that means. We'll go ahead and set a save state here. So we're going to jump right over that mummy. See that? And then we had to activate that laurel right there because that second mummy was going to get us. And then these guys can't hurt us down here, but we don't want to take another death here. We really don't. See that? And then we switch to holy water, and I'll explain this whole section in a minute, but for now we were able to get past that mummy, because these mummies have a little bit of RNG. We were able to get past that second mummy without using the laurels, which isn't always the case, but you can do it sometimes. I like to use that. That's the perfect spot to use that laurel right there. And then we're just good after that. Now, laurel activation. So right there, the mummy moved away, so we had to use it early. Now, if that happens, we're going to be in a weird spot here because now that guy's going to hit us, and if we had bad health, we could have died there. But the important thing is just don't get hit by the mummies. If a bird hits you, no big deal. If a mummy hits you, you're going to lose a ton of health. So we'll try this again. We'll jump up here. Okay, we can get through that first guy, and couldn't get through the second guy. Okay, so keep a close eye on that. Keep a close eye on those mummies. So that way we had to activate that laurel there because he was going to kill us. Now we should be okay. We're not going to take any damage here. And then we're good. But now we're out of laurels, you see. That was our last laurel that we used. So let's try that one more time. Had to use it, otherwise we would have gotten hit. Okay, not bad. Okay, so that's how you want to do that screen. One more time through it so you can see. Watch for the mummy pattern. Had to use it there. He was not. He was walking directly into our line of travel. Okay, so that's good. When we get to here, we switch to holy water because we're going to jump into this screen, throw a holy water, and then throw a second holy water and go. Now we're on Drax Bridge. Do that section one more time here. Good. Good. We didn't even have to use that laurel there, so we can use it where we want to, which is here. That's the optimum place to use that laurel, but you just want to make sure you're doing the right thing and staying alive. That's the most important part. Get to this gravestone, switch to the holy water, jump into the next screen, toss, jump, toss, and go. Practice this section over and over again. It's a long section as far as overworld area that we cover, but it's an important section to practice. Because as soon as you're done with this bridge, which has no enemies on it, we are now in Dracula's Castle, which we're going to cover in the next video. So practice this section. Go back. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. happy to answer. But we're going to get through this here in just a second. This next section will be our last section of this tutorial for the No Wrong Warp speedrun. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you would like to see any other material covered in these speedruns, in these speedrun tutorials, please let me know. Happy to do it. Next installment, it'll be Dracula's Castle and Dracula. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways to kill Drac. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to get down to Drac. I'll show you how to do the quad drop if I can do one in practice. I'll show you the setup for that, and I'll show you the best ways to kill Dracula. So thanks for being here. Come back for the finale of the Simon's Quest Castlevania 2 No Wrong Warp speedrun tutorial. Thanks for being here.